services are running through the media, through TV, through radio, and not many young people have these means within their own space. What are you able to do differently to continue with the modeling that has traditionally been associated with the religious institutions at this time? It's on.
It's on.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. And I also beg to follow my predecessors in thanking the organizers of this. Well, as a religious fraternity, we indeed know that God expects us to be responsible, to take care of our families. And in that regard, we should have children that we can be able to take care of. And also, in that direction, we should be able to have a well-guided youth. So our major and prime goal is really in promoting healthy living and quality lives. In that perspective, we require to position ourselves as leaders. We need to position ourselves very well so that we achieve the future we want. We should not keep a blind eye on what is happening as if we do not see it. We practically need to come out with practical solutions. We must, if we are to achieve the goal, use our positions as leaders to mobilize and sensitize and advocate, as well as promoting the services that benefit the youth in particular and the entire society, as to avoid the spirit of misuse of resources. Sometimes you hear people complaining about resources, when actually a lot has been done in finding the resources to address this subject, but have equally been misused. So we should be able to take care of ourselves. We need to strengthen community systems around us and strengthen meaningful involvement of leaders. Of course, here we thank our partners who have on several occasions been able to build capacity of religious leaders in particular in the way of rendering the service in connection to the youth and young children. Because leaders are change agents and community gatekeepers. Therefore, they have to get effectively involved in so doing. Also, socio-economic transformation. When we look at the entire situation, we see that transformation is a prerequisite for human growth and development. It therefore calls us all to be actively involved and employ strategies that can change the mindset and attitudes of not only the youth, but the entire population. So many of us have misconceptions, a lot of them. We have the way we look at things and translate them. But ideally, as we are running through the COVID effect, our responsibilities have doubled. We have actually learned more lessons from COVID than ever before. Parents have been leaving children only to the school care. And you know, Most of the time children spend in schools. But COVID has compelled us to have our children home. Things have been happening differently. We see parents who lack the capacity to advise their children, which means that even the parents require capacity building. As we progress in this, we should not put aside the parents. We need to involve them equally, because not many of them really are responsible. Unfortunately, we have child mothers. We have parents who are children. We have that in our midst. How are we to go about that? So indeed, there is no way we can avoid that if we do not take seriously the question of planning for our families. When people talk about planning, some people have misconceptions that we are driving towards killing souls. No, we are not to kill souls. We are protecting souls. In fact, our major aim is to promote life. You should not give birth to those whom you'll kill. This morning, I read through Bukede, and I thought I came with a paper where there was a story of the heightening number of abortion and many women who are dying through the COVID, and the increasing level of teenage pregnancies because of the COVID. So all these need to be brought about to promote the awareness and understanding of everybody, all the stakeholders, because these happenings are not happening from strangers. Some of them are happening from the relatives of the children. They are incest already. There are a lot that is happening, which is putting us really out of the order. Therefore, as religious leaders, we invite for our leaders in government and in parliament. We thank them for the role they have played. Actually, they have done a lot, but the implementation of policies is still missing out. There are policies that have been put, that have been suggested, that have been shelved, as the Honorable puts it. We need all these.
Wow.
And the welfare of our children need to be looked at seriously, because we already have the numbers, but many of these ones are left on the streets. They have the title of street children, and we have that one here recognized as a title. We need to be serious about this. We need to increase the welfare. We need to think much about it. And then let us involve the youth themselves in resolving their problems. It should not be with the adults only to always be presuming taking role of improving their fate. Let them be also involved and be trained to act as agents of change.
Thank you
Wow.
very much, the Right Honorable. Sorry about that.
Sheikh Muhammad Ali.
I'm sorry about that.
Wow.
I'm struggling.
He
Yes.
talked like an honorable.
I just wanted
I
to
think he
put
should be in
a lead
politics.
question to him. I'm just wondering, hearing you speak so different, and you speak in a language that resonates with the language from NPC, the National Population Council. What is it that we can do different as the people mainly on this side that are speaking the same language to make sure that many of the religious leaders in your place can appreciate some of these issues the way that you do?
Well, the issue is about capacity building. We have been trying, but our means are minimal. And that's why we call upon our partners to increase in the support. to build capacity of our leaders, religious leaders. So that's the issue that is missing out, and it's a gap. Because if we need them to see things the way we see them, they need to be brought to the platform to be able to realize and see them. And also we have a problem that in a religion, we don't have a safeguard and empowerment to be able to presume our authority and control. Every other day you'll hear about a breakaway faction. And this breakaway faction, government will license it happily. And we are wondering, to what extent shall we go that way? Where somehow you see in those factions not behaving well, or misusing the population, or leaving the order. We hope that government should really reconsider the aspect of registering new factions that are break away from the mainstreams of faith. Really, I know it calls for some reformation within the faith itself, but it does not promote division again. It does not allow us to be divided again, to be broken down, because that one is increasing what you are saying, whereby we see some religious people who are misbehaving in handling serious issues like this.